talking more schedule today. Preseason. I put two up before I got to the second one. Preseason, and Warren Sharp came out with a very good thread talking about how the schedule actually isn't very fair. And we're going to talk about all of that. What is up, Fin fans? The preseason schedule has come out. We're going to look at it. A lot of people are like, I don't give a crap about preseason, Doug. Well, I do. Because that first date, we're getting so close. It's about 2 months away. A little over 2 months away, we get football again, guys. I want you to just listen to me say that one more time. A little over 2 months away, we get football back. But I'm going to talk a little bit about the preseason. And then, like I said, Warren Sharp came out with a very good thread. We're going to break it down. He talks a lot about how the schedule, you look at strength of schedule, all that stuff, but there's little minute details. Like I talked to you about the fact that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to be playing in Denver the week before they head over to Germany to face the Dolphins, or how the Ravens are going to be playing a Monday night game against the 49ers before they have to play the Dolphins. These little things could affect, the game, and he talks about that. So we're going to get into that. But real quick, I got to address something, right? I got this running joke that I pop up things like this, right? And some people are not getting the joke. I'm not apologizing because it's funny, and this is something I'm not apologizing for. The joke is, I want the Dolphins to go after Dalvin Cook. So any little iota of evidence showing that Dalvin Cook won't be a Viking next year, like this, where they literally took him off their banner, I pop it up and I make it act like I didn't mean to, because I also made a promise that I'm not talking about it anymore until after June 1st, whether he signs with the Dolphins or someone else. But again, I have to readdress it for the 400th time, because I know for a fact if he doesn't sign with the Dolphins, I'm going to get, told you, Doug, never once did I say he was going to sign with the Dolphins. Never once. You cannot find one piece of evidence of me saying, seriously, because I was on TD saying he's coming to Miami, that he's going to sign with the Dolphins. I've told you time and time again that it's up to Miami. It's up to Miami, and it's up to if Cook will play for the money that Miami's willing to pay him. If they can't come to an agreement there, he's not going to be a Dolphin. That's what it's all coming down to. June 1st, he's either going to get traded and they're going to save $11 million, or he's going to get cut and they're going to save $9 million. And if he gets cut, Miami's going to say, hey, we're going to offer you $5 million to come play for us. And if he says, cool, I just want to play in Miami, my hometown, then he's going to be a Dolphin. If he says, I want 12, they're going to laugh and say, good luck, go finding that somewhere else. So just want to readdress that, because I know for a fact people are misconstrued in my joke. Most are getting it, but there's some who aren't getting it, and it's making me laugh that they're getting. Some people are getting a little upset. It makes me laugh. So we're gonna look at the schedule. I'm gonna minimize myself, and we're gonna look at the preseason schedule. So this is the preseason schedule, and I have it this way because for us guys who don't live in Miami, or even for the people who don't live in Miami, because there might be some people who live in, the Tampa area, the Jacksonville area, more north Florida, all that stuff. We're looking at it this way to see the possibility of these games being nationally televised so we can watch the preseason games. I'm going to be watching all three and live streaming all three, so it don't really matter. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. So week one of the preseason, the Dolphins, well, obviously we got the Hall of Fame game, which is the Browns versus the Jets. But week one of the preseason, the Dolphins will be home against the Atlanta Falcons. And that's 7 o'clock on the Friday, August 11th. And there's only 3 7 o'clock games. So possibility of this one being televised. There is a possibility, maybe the Cincinnati Green Bay game. They want to see what Jordan Love can do. Is Jordan Love going to play? Yada, yada. That could be televised. But there is a 1 in 3 shot of this game being televised. Like this will be televised. This will be televised. And then I think like the 9 o'clock will be televised. The 5 o'clock will be you know what I'm saying? Then week 2, the Dolphins are in Houston to face the Texans at 8 o'clock. And again, it's another situation. There's 3 8 o'clock games. One of these three will be televised. Will it be the Dolphins at Houston? I don't know. Maybe you want to see what Houston is, this, and that. We'll see. But again, televised. Obviously, this is going to be on ESPN. Which will it be televised? And then week 3, the Dolphins are in Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars, 7 o'clock. So there's only 2 7 o'clock games that Saturday. And this is different because normally you have all of the last preseason game, which is normally the 4th preseason game. You have them all being played on Thursday. This time they still broke it up. So they're playing Saturday, August the 26th, and at 7 o'clock. And again, there's only 2 7 o'clock games, so this one also could possibly be televised. The Dolphins are playing the 26th, and then they don't head to LA until the 10th. So they got some time. They got some time before they'll probably head out the following week, but they have some time to get prepared. And that's why I'm really happy that we're heading to the West Coast week 1, because you go from August 26th to September 10th. You got a big chunk of time before you have about 2 weeks. You can get yourself prepared, head out there a week early, get yourself the time zone, everything situated, and then go beat the Chargers. But real quick, I want to talk about the preseason, and then we'll get into what Warren Sharp had to say about the schedule and how unfair it is for some or for most. Will we see Tua? I want to say 100% certain we will see Tua. Probably that week 2 game against the Texans. We'll probably see him for a series or 2. He's fine mentally. He's out there. If he wasn't fine mentally, he wouldn't be doing OTAs. He wouldn't be doing the warm-ups. He wouldn't be throwing to Chosen Anderson. He wouldn't be doing all that stuff if he wasn't going to play. So I fully expect him to play. All 3 preseason games? No. He'll probably play the second one, and it'll probably be for like a series or 2, and then they'll be like, all right, you're done. You probably won't see Tyreek Hill. You probably won't see Teron Armstead. You probably won't see these veterans, but you'll see, most. And that's what I expect. I'll talk more about that, and I'll talk about who I expect to see when I do my previews for each of the game. Yes, I do previews for the preseason games because it's like a preseason for the channel and for me to kind of get back into the groove of doing my previews and my recaps and all that stuff. So lots of fun. And like I said, guys, August 11th, Miami Dolphin football. It is May 7. It's going to be 18th when you watch this. May 18th. We are getting very, 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 very close. 3 months until football is back. So now let's go into the article that Warren Sharp. Well, it's not an article. It's a Twitter thread, right? So we're going to talk about this. He says it's not just who you play. The NFL doesn't control that. It's when you play them. That the NFL has 100% control of that. They set their schedule. Unfortunately, I found the 2023 schedule is less fair and equitable at a historic level in many areas. A deep dive into the worst issues. So he says, let's look at the schedule equity using a number of variables related to the rest and prep. So net rest edge, more or less rest than the opponent's day to prep for your game, short week road games off of Sunday night and Monday night, negated by bye weeks. But first, let's talk historics, right? In 2023, there will be 95 games played where a team has more rest than their opponent. Most in history. As recent as the 2000s, the NFL wouldn't schedule 30% of their games where one team had a rest advantage. We are now up to 35%. Now, is there, everyone likes to say the script writers or, there's some type of conspiracy. Is there? I don't know. But that's very suspicious. That has been the most in history. But even worse than the total games is the lack of balance. For example, last year in 2022, only one team played 5+ games with more rest than their opponent. This year, 5 teams play 5+ games with more rest than their opponent. So last year was 1, now it's 5. In addition to the massive increase compared to last year, look at this. Would you look at this? Teams playing 5+ games with a rest edge, again 1 to 5. Teams playing 0 to 1 games with a rest edge, 1 to 5. It's wild, the level of the haves and the have-nots. And the NFL is allowing this imbalance. This year, the most total positive rest edge is 17 days. The most in 35 years, as far back as he can check. Remember, you only get 1 bye week. That's only 7 days extra rest. How do you total 17 extra rest days? 3 mini buys and 1 more game with the 1-day edge. Unprecedented. He says this year, the most total negative rest edge is negative 28 days. In 2022, it was negative 19. In 2021, it was negative 18. Negative 28 days. Holy crap. And we'll get into details because he kind of talks about it, because you guys might be like, what the flip are you talking about? We're moving entirely in the wrong direction. Look at this comparison. Teams playing 5+ games with rest advantages. 2022 is 2 teams. This year it's 8, from 2 to 8. And essentially what he means by 5 games with rest advantages is they will play, like, essentially the Dolphins, say the Dolphins play the Bills, right? But the Bills just played a Monday night game on the West Coast. Prime example, the Ravens game. The Dolphins are going to be playing the Ravens. The Ravens are playing a Monday night game against the 49ers. So they have to finish that game, fly back Tuesday, back to the West Coast, get themselves situated, and then they have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday to get ready. They have 4 days to get ready for that Dolphins game, and you only have 3 days of practice because you don't practice on Saturday. So the Dolphins have 7 days to get ready. You have 3. See what I'm saying? Or 6 days, you have 3. How do you even get negative 28 days of net rest? One team is playing 4 teams off a bye. The Dolphins aren't playing any teams off a bye. We got very lucky. 3 of 4 games are negative 7 days rest disadvantage. 1 is negative 6. So again, those negative 28 rest days are people who, again, are losing or facing teams that have extra days. So there's, like he said, 1 team is facing 4 teams off of a bye week, which means that team only has 6 days to prepare. Again, you normally don't do much on Saturday, whereas the team you're facing is 2 weeks. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And they must play another game with 1 day rest disadvantage. Not since 2009 have we seen a team faced with such schedule inequity. In 2023, it's absurd that we have 8 teams playing 5+ games with rest advantages, while 7 teams play with 0 to 1 games with rest disadvantages. And it's absurd we have 5 teams playing 5+ games with rest advantages, while 5 teams playing 0 to 1 games with rest advantages. Not balanced at all. This is where, we'll get more into, like, what are you talking about? We need to focus closely on the rest disparity this year, since imbalance is at historic highs. Which team benefits the most? Which are challenged the most? Let's dig in team by team, starting by reading this NFL on Fox. So here's essentially, let me move myself a little bit. You don't need to see my face. I'll move myself a little bit. So you see the Jets here, right? They get a plus 12 rest edge, which means, again, they'll come off a bye and face a team. Right, that's like your plus 7 right here is you come off a bye and face a team. But then you have the San Francisco 49ers who are just decimated. They are facing teams, 3 teams coming off a bye. The Rams are facing 3 teams coming off a bye. There's your disparity. The Dolphins are kind of pretty good, right? They'll face 1 team coming off a bye. They don't face any teams coming off a bye. There's, pretty good. The Jets, the Bears, Washington, even Tennessee have a huge disparity where they are, facing teams off byes. So let's keep going. NFL 2023 net rest edge. Net rest equals total days of extra rest versus a team's opponent over the course of the season. So again, I showed you all these. Let's start with the NFL's new darling, the Jets. It must be frustrating for NFL to push a team in a huge market like New York when they stink for as long as the Jets have. They are the only team in NFL without a playoff appearance since 2011. They are 70 and 124 overall, third worst record in the NFL. Since Brett Favre's one season in 2008, the Jets have cycled through 18 quarterbacks who have attempted a pass in a game. That's hilarious. What happened next was huge for the NFL. The New York Jets landed marquee quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Last year, Rodgers' former team, the Packers, had the NFL worst net rest edge of -12. Again, last year's was -12. This year, the 49ers are dealing with -28. In 2021, in Green Bay, it was the 8th worst with -5. But this year in New York, NFL best +12. From worst to first. With a quarterback market that nearly surely would like nothing more than for a successful Jets season and a playoff run, week 1 to 9 they play outside of their stadium only twice. From October 5th to November 12th, they don't leave New York. And out of 12 games, only 7 are outside of New York. How about more help? Okay. The Jets don't play a single AFC East game without a rest disadvantage. How about more help? Okay. In the Jets' final 4 AFC East games, fighting for the title, they have key rest advantages in every game. And we will look at this because it's pretty ridiculous the advantage the Jets get, right? The Jets don't have a single rest advantage in any games they play against their division. But in Week 11, the Jets get to play the Bills after the Bills play a Monday night game, thus putting the Bills on a day less rest. So again, that's a -1 towards the Bills. That's a +1 towards the Jets. In Week 15, the Jets take on the Dolphins, and similarly, the Dolphins play Monday Night Football the week prior, and then have less rest before they face the Jets. Finally, in Week 18, the Jets take on the Patriots. The Jets play on a Thursday Night Football the week prior, Week 17, which gives them 3 more rest days prepared for New England. Not accounted for in the above example of having extra rest is another nugget, which happens Week 12 against the Dolphins. The NFL decided to schedule their first Black Friday game ever. The game obviously is the Friday after Thanksgiving, and you can guess who they wanted to be in the spotlight. Such a historical game, the Jets, and for the game to be in New York. As a result, the Jets' opponent for that game, the Dolphins, must travel a short week and play on the road, which represents a disadvantage to the team making the road trip on a short week. In summary, the Jets play 4 divisional games late in the season. All 4 of those games give key rest advantages over the opponents. And those advantages add up and could definitely help the Jets in 2023 in the AFC East. I don't want to hear a peep out of Jet fans. Not an iota of a mumble, nothing out of Jet fans. You guys have got it so easy. I don't want to hear it. You have no reason, no excuse, no nothing to win this division. None. I don't care. And I could tell you why, last year, why certain things went your way and how you faced how many backup quarterbacks and how many third string quarterbacks and this and that. I'm not saying none of that. You got Aaron Rodgers now. You brought in his wide receivers, and you have a cakewalk of a schedule. If you guys don't make the playoffs, holy crap. He says Chiefs are next. This is shocking. Kansas City plays 6 straight games with less rest than their opponent. 6. Late in the year, week 12 to 17, every single game the Chiefs play is at a rest disadvantage. I researched back 35 years, never happened before. Here's more that talks about the Chiefs. And again, that kind of coincides with what I was saying with the fact that they have to face the Denver Broncos and then head over to Switzerland to Germany to face the Dolphins. In total, from week 12 through the end of the season, the Chiefs have a net rest of negative 20 days. And they have less rest in 6 games of their 7 scheduled. That is brutal disadvantage late in the year, which Kansas City will be forced to overcome to repeat as champs. How is it possible for the 49ers to have negative 20 net? Well, there you go. You said it'll hit on more details here. I've never thought this was possible. It never happened before. Somehow the Raiders get to play 6 games versus teams coming off a Monday Night Football game. Wow. I look back 35. So the Raiders play the Buffalo Bills week 2. They face the Jets Monday Night Football week 1. Pittsburgh week 3, so on and forth. And so all of these teams have Monday night games the week before, giving them a short week. And that's ridiculous. The Falcons have the 4th worst rest edge in 2023 at negative 12. The Falcons had the 6th worst in 2022. Speaking of teams not getting games with extra rest, the Eagles have just 1 game with extra rest, and it's week 3. That's too funny. Go follow Warren Sharp, and you can go into full detail on this full chain. I just wanted to talk about that and bring that up and talk about how he even pointed out that this year's schedule is definitely favoriting towards a few football teams, right? There's a few football teams that are getting favorited. You have the Jets, the Bears, Washington, Tennessee, and even Cleveland really getting favorited. And then you have teams that are kind of in the middle of the pack, like Miami, Pittsburgh, New England, Arizona, Saints, Indy, Denver, Dallas, Detroit, Green Bay, and Buffalo, kind of even-keeled. And then you got the guys who are taking it hard: Atlanta, Kansas City, the Rams, and the 49ers. But, you know, sometimes it's hard to make these schedules. I understand it's hard to make the schedules. And like Warren Sharp said, there's disparities, but it's never been this bad where it's plus 12 and negative 20. Like, it's never been that bad where the Jets have a cakewalk. The Jets and the Bears have a cake. The Bears have no negative net rest. Let me show you again. I'm looking at the chart. The Bears have no negative net rest. At least the Jets have 2. But again, if the Jets didn't have negative 2, it would be plus 14. But the Bears have no negative net rest. Like, the Dolphins have a few, because we have to face the Jets on Friday, and then I think we have to face a team coming off of Monday night, and then I think this is when we have to face a team off Monday night. I think one of these is off the Friday, and then there's another one that's calls in the net. But again, we play a team off a bye, and then the same thing happens where, like I said, Ravens Monday night and all that stuff. But I thought this was incredibly interesting. If you want to read the full context of it, go follow Warren Sharp or look him up and read his articles. But I just found it so funny how this year it really seems like the NFL is pushing for certain teams. And I honestly think if Aaron Rodgers didn't go to the Jets, they wouldn't have such an advantage on their schedule. I really don't think so. I don't think they would have got the Friday night. It's not even a night game. The Black Friday game, I don't think they would have gotten however many Monday games, and huge disparity. What do you guys think? Comment below. What do you guys think of the preseason schedule, and what do you guys think of what Warren Sharp had to say and all of this stuff? Comment below, and I will see you guys tomorrow in the next video. But like usual, stay classy. Offense up.